Maybe it's just me, but when I first saw these real-life photos of the Galaxy Tab S12 Plus, I had to look twice to make sure I wasn't looking at the Tab S11. Samsung seems to have settled into a very consistent design language for its tablets over the last few generations, and that doesn't appear to be changing anytime soon, not this year at least. SammyGuru has now shared our first real-world look at the Galaxy Tab S12 Plus, and visually, Samsung seems to be sticking with the same formula we've become very familiar with. The tablet keeps the rounded corners, the bezels, the large display, and overall, there really isn't much separating it from the previous generation at first glance. One interesting detail, though, is the front camera. The leaked images show a single selfie camera positioned along the landscape bezel, which actually goes against earlier rumors suggesting Samsung was experimenting with a punch-hole camera design for this year's tablets. That doesn't necessarily mean those earlier reports were completely wrong, though. Samsung could still reserve that design for the Galaxy Tab S12 Ultra. As for the display, previous leaks suggest Samsung is once again sticking with a 12.4-inch panel on the Tab S12 Plus, just like its predecessor. So from a design standpoint, this is looking more like a refinement. Now, the hardware story is a little more interesting. Earlier this month, the Galaxy Tab S12 Plus also appeared on India's BIS certification database, which is usually a pretty good sign that the official launch isn't too far away. While that certification didn't reveal much beyond the model numbers, previous leaks have filled in some of the blanks. The tablet is expected to use MediaTek's flagship Dimensity 9500 processor, and the battery could increase slightly from 10,090 mAh to around 10,600 mAh. Those are certainly welcome upgrades, but the question is whether they're convincing enough to make people want to upgrade. I mean, a slightly faster processor is always nice, but most people probably won't notice a huge difference in everyday use. And while a larger battery is also never a bad thing, an extra few hundred milliamp hours doesn't automatically translate into dramatically longer battery life. Add the rumors of higher prices on top of that, and it's easy to understand why anyone would rather buy the current Tab S10 or the Tab S11 instead. That said, Samsung isn't really doing anything wrong here. Apple has been following this exact same strategy with the iPad for years. Once a product category matures, companies tend to stop reinventing the design every year and instead focus on refining what already works. There's only so much you can realistically change about a thin rectangle with a giant display. So while some people may see the familiar design as boring, others will probably appreciate the consistency. At the end of the day, I think this really comes down to what tablet you're using today. If you're still holding on to a Galaxy Tab S8 or even a Tab S9, the Tab S12 series could end up being a pretty worthwhile upgrade thanks to the newer processor, larger battery, and all the smaller refinements Samsung has made over the years. But if you're already using a Tab S10 or Tab S11, at least based on everything we've seen so far, this generation doesn't look like it's bringing the kind of changes that would make upgrading an easy decision. Of course, Samsung hasn't officially announced the Tab S12 series yet, so there could still be a few surprises left before launch. I'll be keeping a close eye on it, and as always, I'll bring you the latest updates as soon as we learn more. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.